Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today I wanted to talk about a slew of Squadron 42 features and updates that are planned to come to Star Citizen's persistent universe over this year. Now I would also like to give a little bit of a prefix to this video. I'm currently ill. I have COVID. It hurts to talk. So apologies if any of this sounds a bit odd compared to my normal cadence in videos. So why are we talking about this? Well, Squadron 42 is feature complete now, so we've talked about this a load before. This means that there are more teams now working on the persistent universe Star Citizen's MMO rather than that single player campaign. And those core features from Squadron 42 are coming into the persistent universe over the next few months. I say few months, over the next year, a lot of them. What's not coming? There is a load of Squadron 42 specific stuff as well that won't be translated over to the persistent universe, at least not in a way that is usable or that we'll see. So like mocap specific, character specific, voice lines, a load of the movie type stuff that they've got planned for that single player campaign. Certain ships and locations, certainly layouts for a lot of these. When you're flying on someone else's Idris, you're not going to have that same experience of it being a living, breathing Idris, that sort of carrier ship in the same way with deck crew and all that sort of stuff. I mean, you could have NPC crew on your ship and you could have players running around doing these tasks as well, but they're not essential. And because of that, something is lost in multiplayer games that you can only really capture in a single player experience. One of the things that's going to be coming into the game over the next few months is mobiGlas updates. So they're sort of redoing the mobiGlas. They're making it look a bit more like the military mobiGlas, tightening it up, making it a bit more streamlined, making it look better, all that sort of jazz, new apps. But as part of this is potentially one of the most exciting things that we're getting for Star Citizen over the coming year, and that's the new Starmap. Now, it's ridiculous that I'm so excited about this, because this should have been with the game at the sort of start. A functional, good-looking Starmap with a load of filter features and just generally good quality of life ergonomics, so that I can easily find locations, easily get to where I want to go to, and find out more information about some of this stuff, and share locations, travel to potentially places I wouldn't be able to get to before. As part of this Starmap is also mini-maps, so you can wheel in all the way in to ship, all the way out to space, and on planets and locations and all that sort of stuff. You can have these maps, you can share maps, you can expand out maps as you go. If you're at a location like, I know, a major landing zone, you can go up to a terminal and you can download the map from that area so you can see what's going on with all the shops and everything there. The system's going to be able to have to deal with people putting bases down, having ships that sort of move around or crash or whatever, because, well, you're going to be able to wheel down and effectively you're going down to structures in some of these places that will then move. And so there's a reasonable amount of complexity to mini-maps in Star Citizen, but this basically is a huge chunk towards the sort of exploration gameplay that I want. We need maps that expand out as we see them. We need to be able to share that data, we need to be able to share points of interest and be able to set locations and travel there together and all that sort of stuff on mini-maps. Awesome. And on the sort of greater Starmap, yeah, really looking forward to that. FPS and character updates. So there's a load of FPS improvements, weapon improvements that are coming into the game. There's, for your character, EVA push and pull. You're going to be able to fly around in the sort of like new EVA system, where your EVA pack is a bit like a jetpack, has fuel and stuff, flying around in space, but also push and pull around. You're not going to want to use all of your fuel, because otherwise you're going to be stranded, is the idea. There's going to be updates to ladders with leaning. You're going to be able to slide. Slide's much more of a get into cover sort of tactic rather than Apex Legends sliding around and using as an assault strategy. There's going to be much better ledge grabbing, better reloading. Object interaction is getting this huge sort of update where you can walk up to a table of stuff and interact with items there much more readily and more interestingly. You're going to be able to scan and ping terrain. The sort of scanning and pinging that we saw at CitizenCon might not be as visually boom obvious and easy to do. There's going to be things that sort of get in the way, that causes noise, that some people are going to be relatively stealthy. If you've got the right loadout, you might not be able to be as detectable. And obviously when you're pinging, you become more detectable. There's quick looting, so you can literally walk up to a body or a bag, whatever, bam, grab ammo out of it quickly, because maybe you're in combat still. Sort of they're revamping all of this sort of systems for inventory and all that sort of stuff. Scopes, recoil, the feel of weapons, that's all sort of getting updated. They're increasing and introducing new sort of types of hazard, and that will all appear on an updated UI as well. There's also a ton of sort of AI and NPC updates. So NPC and character-wise, you're going to have a load of new variations for hair, tattoos, facial features. They're basically bringing the character creator from Squadron 42, or at least one that's very close to it, into the persistent universe, so expect updates there, lots more customization features, and I think that's going to make a huge difference to the way NPCs look just around the verse, right? Expect more armors and more clothing, lots of stuff like that as well, and tons of new AI and NPC updates, their behaviors and combat traits and the way they work in-game, sort of being optimized now for server meshing and the new network updates, and just generally having AI in a significantly better place. Because it looks like they were getting AI sort of sorted for Squadron 42 before bringing in these major updates into Star Citizen proper. There's also a ton of flight and combat updates for your ships and that sort of stuff. So lots and lots and lots of stuff going on with balancing for ship combat, ship feel, cockpit experience, master modes with a big clear-cut difference between nav mode, flying really fast, quantum traveling, quantum boosting, which is short-range quantum travel, but not having access to your shields or weapons, and SCM modes, which basically goes, you can't travel very fast, you're sort of locked between your SCM speeds, although you can use Afterburner to go above that for a bit. But you do have access to your sort of weapons and shields, new targeting systems, new sort of feel for the way that ships fly. There's a atmospheric flight model, precision aiming, and I suppose there's quantum travel improvements as well, or at least changes. So quantum travel is quite interesting, where while you are accelerating up to quantum travel, you have to stay within the quantum tunnel. So basically your ship is going to get sort of pulled, its nose getting pulled away or around, and the sort of forces trying to push you out of this quantum tunnel, and you are literally effectively playing a little mini game while you're accelerating up to quantum speed, where you're keeping your ship within that sort of tunnel, whether you're quantum boosting or just doing a proper full-on quantum jump. Once you get up to speed though, you can go hands-off, but it's a lot more hands-on in these situations now, which I think's quite interesting. And there's a ton of other stuff here as well, with sort of flight and ship updates with resource management system. So this is a mixture of stuff, including damage control and fires and gravity systems and engineering consoles and that full-on engineering gameplay. Now, will we need full-on engineering gameplay in Squadron 42? Not so much. I mean, a lot of that stuff's going to be scripted to an extent, although maybe some dynamic stuff will happen with fires breaking out. Maybe we'll sort of have to wait and see. But that resource management system with individual components being damaged, subsystem targeting, physical damage and balance, and Maelstrom, which is the breakability of ships, is all super important for the game to look great, but also have those combat features that you'd expect in a game like Star Citizen, where you're fighting against fighters, but also capital ships. Talking about capital ships, we do know that once Squadron 42 releases, we will be getting the Idris P, M, and the K as well, so the K kit, which is the big laser. Thought I'd round this off by talking a little bit about engine updates as well. So we know that there is a load of little engine updates and some big ones that are all coming together over the next year to make Star Citizen look significantly better and perform better. So this is stuff from Vulcan, from DLSS, from cloth tech, better cloud tech, water simulation, sweat and tears on characters. Obviously, this sort of includes other core tech like server meshing, which is integral for the engine and everything to sort of work in Star Citizen's persistent universe. People could argue server meshing not as integral for Squadron 42, even though I think it kind of just is, just because it's just a core part of the way the engine functions, or is planned to function. But yeah, I just sort of wanted to talk about that more Squadron 42-centric sort of stuff and those core features from Squadron 42 coming over to Star Citizen over the next year. And it's a load of stuff. It's been described as a watershed year. And some of those things, especially the Starmap, but I suppose everything all coming together, is going to be incredibly exciting. And obviously that's not everything that was shown at CitizenCon. That's not everything that's going to be added to Star Citizen this year, but that's the more Squadron 42-centric stuff. And with a load more teams now working on Star Citizen's persistent universe, coming off of Squadron 42 features, I suppose it's going to be a lot easier for them to get these integrated sooner rather than later. But tell me what you think. I'm really interested to know. Are you excited for any particular feature there? Is there something else that is coming out throughout the year, like base building or something like that you're super excited for potentially? If they can, in fact, get base building in game within the year. Is there anything there that you're concerned is going to take a little bit longer to get in and potentially they won't be able to make it until late 2024 or to 2025? When do you think they're actually going to release Squadron 42 Episode 1? Do you think we'll get a release by the end of this year? Or do you think it's going to be early 2025? Do you think we'll see a release date, at the very least, at some point coming out this year, where they go, yes, this is when it's going to be released. Woo! To be honest, I'm happy with just that. I've been playing Star Citizen now for like 11 years in some form or another and covering it for as long as that as well. But yes, whatever your thoughts or questions, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. The giant ape climbed the skyscraper, swatting at helicopters that harassed him. You look up at the massive 50-foot creature of muscle and hair. He's got you firmly in his grasp. Any more pressure and you'd snap like a twig. He brings you to his mouth, and then you realise you should have got yourself nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. It would have provided you security and anonymity, preventing the great ape from finding you, but also accessibility to some of your favourite shows. Check out the links below for a massive discount and to help support the channel. Talking about supporting the channel, you can help by pressing that join button under my videos or even becoming a Patreon with the links below again. That goes a long way to helping us make daily Star Citizen content. A massive thank you to everyone that does that already or supports the channel in other ways like commenting, liking and sharing videos. We are just about to hit 200,000 subscribers, which is awesome, seeing we are a niche Star Citizen dedicated channel. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For January 2024, we are giving away a Drake Corsair. This is a very popular multi-role, multi-crew explorer ship that is very good at a huge range of stuff in the verse. It also comes with lifetime insurance and a game package, all you need to play Star Citizen, and all you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during this month. More details in the video description. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out my channel and other videos on there as well, and I'll see you in the verse.